In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a requested tutorial from my group on how to cut this stylish on the bust blouse. So if this is something you like, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. So to start, I'm going to start by drafting out the back pattern of this dress. But I've gone ahead to mark out the basic measurement also, just like we do for the front pattern, which is the shoulder to bust, under bust, waist and blouse length. So you can use any blouse length of your choice. And at the front part of my pattern, I added a zipper allowance to it. So after cutting out my front, I'm just going to go ahead to take out the zipper and I will go ahead to cut out the back. So to start your pattern, you're going to mark your shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2. I have 7. I added 1 inch because of my shoulder slant. Go ahead to take my ruler and I'll place and connect. Mark out my basic neckline of 3 by 1.5 inches for the back. After doing that, I'll go ahead to place my ruler to connect. The next step is to find your chest line from here, which is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. From there, I'll place my tape and I'll mark my chest line. So I'll place a ruler and draw out a straight line on that point. So I'll go ahead to mark back what I have on the shoulder, which is your shoulder divided by 2 plus half. I'll draw a straight line at that point. And after this, I'll divide what I have here into 2 and I'll come in by half. After this, the next step I'll take is to mark my bust measurements. My bust is 33 divided by 4. I'll go ahead to mark and add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Now you can use any sewing allowance of your choice. I'll place my cuff drill, connect from that point all the way to the ½ inch and to the upper part. I'll go ahead to use my marker to connect. After I'm done connecting, the next step I'll take is to go ahead to mark my dart. My nipple to nipple is 7 inches and dividing it is 3.5, which I will mark from the upper part of my pattern to the lower part. After I'm done marking this, I'll place my ruler and draw out a straight line. So after this, the next step I'll take is to go ahead to place my ruler and connect. After I'm done connecting, I'll be marking my dart intake, which I'll mark ½ inch on both sides of my waistline. But first, I'll come down by 1 inch at the bust line. Then I'll take that ½ inch at the lower part of my pattern. After I'm done marking that, I'll go ahead to place my ruler to connect from this point and I'll connect to the other side. Then after connecting, I'll go ahead to connect to this side and also towards the other side. Now the next step is to insert your measurement, but before doing that, I'll go ahead to use my marker to draw out a straight line at this point or connect my lines. Now I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4, and after marking that, I'll add 1 inch. Here I'll mark my under bust circumference divided by 4 and I'll replace the dart intake, add 1 inch. Here I'm going to mark my waist circumference divided by 4, measure the dart intake, replace and add my sewing allowance. Here, the blouse length, I'll go ahead to mark my waist measurement, replace the dart intake, add my sewing allowance. Why I'm marking the waist measurement at the blouse length is because the waist is not that far from the blouse length. So the blouse length might be like 3 inches. 3 inches after your waistline or 2 inches is not so far from the waistline. Now I'll go ahead to use my marker to connect. After I'm done connecting, I'm going to go ahead to cut this out, and this will be serving as our back pattern. Now I'll also use this back pattern to cut out the front. All I have to do is to just get rid of the zipper at the back. So when I was cutting this, I actually forgot to take out the bulginess at the waistline or at the back pattern. So to do that, just mark ½ inch on the waistline and then go ahead to connect all the way up and down. So after this, I'll trace this out. That is, after cutting the back pattern, I'll trace that out and I'll be using the same pattern for my front. So from the under bust, I'll come up by 2 inches or 1.5. So I'll go ahead to place my curve drill and I'll connect. Then I'll take this to the other side of my pattern, and after cutting out, the next step we're going to take is to alter the neckline of this dress also. So before doing that, come in by 1 inch or half at the front, which you'll be cutting out to create that space we have in between the dress at the lower part. So I went ahead to connect the neckline all the way to the under bust, and after that I'm going to be slashing this pattern. So this pattern now, you're going to slash it up to the upper part. So I did not do that because it's a pattern paper, and I didn't want it to I didn't want to lose or miss any part of the pattern paper while illustrating. So for your pattern, you're going to cut it all the way to the shoulder of the dress, because if you notice, there's a little pleat at that point also. So for the lower part, you can go ahead to blend out the darts or sew it. So just like I said, you go ahead to open up this your pattern all the way to the shoulder. So to avoid, this is a pattern paper, to avoid misplacing it, I just went ahead to open it up this way. So if you open it up to the shoulder point, to create that little pleat we have at the shoulder of the dress, then after that you turn it with your lining, turn it to the lower part of the pattern.